this lineup, right? I mean, at the end of the day, it was BLG that knocked out Weibo in the spring playoffs. So you want to try and, place as high as you can and, try and roll the side of potentially, the teams that are slightly on lower, hot streaks, shall we say. But away from that, bans, picks are already coming in. Nico was left up because we had a lot of focus on some solo lane bans alongside some of the very prominent support and jungle bans. So BLG locking this one in, and I was on hiatus. I still remember that Yagao clip with Nico.
Yep.
As Weibo on the opposite side will pick up the Jace and the Maokai. So a much different flavor of draft already coming in from both teams.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, for BLG, we've already seen Yagao play this 5 times. Has a 100% win rate. He has not lost a game with this champion. So Yagao very, very comfortable with it. And I love what they're doing right now. Build up the Venn diagram of death.
Wow.
Get yourself some more dive buddies. Get yourself some more engage. Because in that last game, when they just had the more, kind of bog standard engage, it felt like they were far more comfortable. And now the Shy whipping out the cannon in that top side. And we're going to see a lot of top lane bans coming out here.
Yeah, we definitely are, man. I was going to say, all BLG need now is like Kennen and Samira. And they have the literal, Exodia Venn diagram comp. But they all have that one snatched away. So let's see what Weibo look to ban. Now that they've got the Kennen locked in, like you mentioned, it has to be bin champions more likely than not. It could look towards something like the Cassante, though of course Kennen can have a pretty okay time into it. Malphite makes a whole bunch of sense, of course, as an answer. When you're running Jace, you'll likely have an immobile AD carry here, and you've got Kennen in the top side. It kind of is just 3 birds with 1 stone, so I like that Weibo are thinking about this one. And BLG, you don't necessarily want to ban AD carries because you don't have any yourself, so likely just looking towards supports here. First off the Nautilus, and then you can probably think about another engaged support here as well on top of that one for BLG.
To see where they want to go. I would be surprised to see the Gwen not banned here. I feel like Gwen would just do so much to just mitigate it. No, they're going to go for the Gnar, so maybe we still see a Gwen coming out here for BLG. Would put them very damage focused, of course. Would mean that they were in a bit of a sticky situation in that regard, but I feel like if you're able to kind of get the mist off and drop, kind of hide behind the Gwen for when the roots come out, the nature's grasp from the Maokai can definitely be a lot more powerful. But we'll see. No Xayah banned away or picked for Weibo for the moment. So they want to try and pick that one away or go for the Aphelios and maybe go for a Varus Heimerdinger. So this is very telegraphed. They're saying, look, we're not going to let you guys scale. We're not going to go for the scaling. We want to go for a full fights in this bot side.
Okay, this could be really, really fun actually. So not only do you obviously call out the Varus and the Heimerdinger, but we've also started to see, those hybrid builds come out from the Varuses in the bottom side, where it's like, static shift / AP and kind of mixed damage. So we'll see, because right now Weibo are running like a bunch of poke and then, a Kennen. So
yeah,
I like where BLG are potentially going with that hover. I want the Ornn here. I think you need an over-the-top, overhead, non-committal form of engage, so that if it looks good, you can just send Shun and Rakan in. I feel like picks like the Scion here and the Cassante kind of pale in comparison, because you need to be able to get on top of these targets who are going to be playing at range. It's still going to be relatively fine in lane, right? And if you can find those windows to engage, great. But I feel like if you go all out, you dive into Heimerdinger Varus, you're just asking to get one shot here. So let's see how BLG and how Bin plays out this Cassante, because Weibo have a bunch of poke and a bunch of, we are just going to try and take control of an area and send projectiles your way. And if you come into our zone, we will try and we will effectively just one-shot you with all of the CC that we have.
And there's the Heimerdinger. It's kind of part and parcel now. The Varus Heimerdinger, very prominent at the start of this split, has been coming back a little bit. And now we start to see where this team, where it kind of lands itself. And it does feel like it does have a place. However, if you do get caught out early, if you do not get the dominance that you need in this bot lane as early as you need it, that's when this poke starts to become a little less, oppressive. Poke always looks completely broken when it gets ahead, but looks pales, as you said, in comparison to most other forms of DPS once you get later onto the game, and if you're not finding yourself 3, 4, 5,000 gold ahead. We'll have to wait and see how both these teams want to go for it. We'll see if the Shy is a static Shiv user on the Kennen or not. And we'll also see if Billy can continue their kind of dominance over the rest of the LPL. They may lose to JDG, but if they don't lose to anybody else, they are still a scary damn team coming into this season. We have to wait to see now. We're all leaving everything on the riff for these two sides. Both desperate to keep their wins going. Both desperate to try and put themselves in better standing towards the end of the split.
Yeah, absolutely. Standing is everything. I like that you mentioned for BLG that story. It's such a Such an interesting one from a team that, for many of us, I feel like were potentially going to fail the, you know, the over-the-top expectations that I suppose were set for them, but they blew them out of the water a little bit more than that. And they want to continue the streak up towards the top of the table.
Maybe going to be enough. A bonk on the head and first blood from Shun. The Wukong's just too damn strong, and that's a really nice swap of pace here from BLG. It's about it, like, they're just like, no matter what happens, this thing always never over. But that guy's dead.
That guy's
Yep,
dead.
I don't know why on flashed, but now we're gonna see the Shy going back in. It's been a long day for you.
Not only has it been a long day for me, we were both so on the same page. Yep, that guy's dead.
Yeah, that guy's dead.
That
guy's dead. Anyway, back in, undied, lost flash, and now we can see this dragon being taken.
All right, let's see if Shun can win the 50-50. Elk has pretty poor, well, he's got not a lot of ammo left in Graviton. Maybe he can swap over in time, but Shun was just not in position to go for the steal.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, so that looks funky to us, for clarity, but obviously Nico pressed W, and there's obviously that brief half a second where Nico's invisible, but that doesn't really show to us in the spectator. So I know it looked like he flashed and did nothing. Being level 5, you'd think he would, and if he does, then this should be an easy dive.
It should be, but he's not quite level 6 just yet. Now they get the Cyclone down. They should have just enough damage. Even the exhaust right at the end. Elk picks up that kill. Thank you very much. He knew the exact timing of the flash, so maybe just not feeling as confident. But Dragon now on the field. Maybe actually that, you know what? Now we're more hypothesizing. He wanted to make sure he had his flash and all for this fight because he needs to stop Weibo from getting the stacks.
Yeah, I wonder if that's why he was hesitant as well on using the ultimate. Like, even if he does find the pick, maybe he feels like it's actually just higher value to hold on to it, wait for a wombo combo moment, and then you can more guaranteed win out on this objective. Because even if you find that pick, Weibo will still have control of the river, like how they half do now, but they're starting to lose it, and BLG are just kind of brute forcing them out.
They are brute forcing them out. Weiwei does not have flash. Remember, On does pop the quickness. We're taking a lot of poke damage here between this Jace. Oh, nice little ultimate. And they're going to treat putting in the damage here. There's going to be the Slicing Maelstrom. Good Moonlight Vigil into the Pop Blossom means that Wei goes down as well. So you still have a jungler here for the side of BLG. Can they go for the fight afterwards, though? There's a nice shot blast! Predicted where he would go. Xiaohu picks up that kill, and Weibo get control over this bot side.
How much further are they willing to go? It's just Yagao and Shun.
They got it.
Gonna be late
oh,
to
here
this.
we go. They're going to try and go for it. Not going to be able to try and steal it away, but can they get the fight afterwards? That is the question. They're going to jump into the Shy, who is caught in the Baron Pit. They will get him as a consolation prize. Nothing else, though. Bonk on the head does secure that kill. BLG will just have to reset. While it's happening, though, look at bot lane. The reset on the minions will take down that tower. Does throw out the Moonlight Vigil, which does mean Crisp is dead. Okay, this is a much different situation. On gets taken out, though, by Xiaohu. And now the Elder down to half HP. This is going to be a straight-up flip. It's going to be a 4v3 in favor of BLG, but they need to try and find a flank. You can see Yagao cosplaying as the Rakan, looking to try and see if he can find a good Pop Blossom. Weiwei's been caught out, and now Weiwei can be destroyed. If you not a flip, if you don't have a jungler, he needs to survive, but he cannot. Elk will not get killed off by Xiaohu, and now Light and Xiaohu firing from both sides. The Elder down to about 1,500, finally secured. Now do they have the damage? There's a Cyclone putting in the Pop Blossom as well. BLG will not be found today. All they needed was one opportunity, and they fight right back onto Weibo.
What did you say 2 minutes ago? The longer this takes for Weibo to the closer we get to Elder being on the map. And what do you know? BLG win the most important fight of them all. They're all dead. Weiwei is going to respawn in 10 seconds. That's the closest member. BLG can end the game right here with Elder. They've got away.
They've got away. They can push up the towers as well with the static shiv. I just saw it there a
Lilia
second ago.
přichází
And that
na
means that
first
Crisp
pick
has no way to
pro
defend this. I
Klida.
don't know if they can end the game. They're going to have to wait to see if they can try and build off of this small wave, but a lot of very, very low health bars on these minions. They're trying to defend them.
Wunder hrával Kamil
They
vždycky,
jump
když
up,
ten
they
čempion
burst
nebyl v
them
metě a na
down.
volu
Weiwei is dead.
100%
Crisp
pickban,
doesn't
nebo
have a
ne
flash
100%,
and
ale
no way to
co se
defend
playoff
this.
týká,
And
tak skoro v
BLG
každém
will
zápase byla
only
Kamil
lose to
zabanovaná.
JDG
A
as they'll
kombinace s Nidalí
continue
je
up to
samozřejmě
8-1.
smrtelná. Jsem rád, že to vidíme, jsem rád, že tohle padá proti tu. Je to podle mě ještě větší, než se teďka na první pohled zdá, ale taky bude důležitý vidět, čím odpoví JDG, co bude to play pick, vypadá to na Bolibéra.
BLG win
ještě jednou krásné ráno
after
všem.
that entire game of struggling.
Ty vole.
Poledne.
Mně se to včera trochu zvrtlo, já jsem ještě měl hrozně důležitou práci, si nebo do 4 do rána, takže já jsem vstal. Vlastně docela před chvílí. No, krásné poledne všem. Doufám, že zase budete mít nějaký dobrý oběd k dnešním zápasu.